I'm glad that this conversation went the way it did because I really wanted people to hear that this is not about destroying Tim. I really like this is not about going after him. This is something that is a very serious thing for me. And I like people having a positive work environment does really mean a lot to me. And I really hope that Tim or someone's in Tim's life watches this today and listens to some of the things that are said and takes it as the constructive criticism that it was meant as, because I want Tim to be successful. I want him to be successful. But I meant what I said on the stream in that if he doesn't stop treating his team the way he's treating them, he's not going to be able to be successful. It's not going to work. It's going to implode. He's not going to be able to keep people around. He's not going to be able to hire good people. He's not going to be able to have those people be as productive as they need them to be. And the thing that I find most you know, like a little bit frustrating, if I'm honest, is that Tim has everything around him that he needs. Tim has all the money he needs to fix this problem. Money is not the thing that is required to fix it. Tim has people around him who love him. I've spoken to so many other people involved in this situation that they genuinely loved him, and they don't understand why he's suddenly blowing up at them and like firing people over stupid stuff, or blowing up at people over his socks, or like moving stuff in the fridge, or like all of this other stuff. And it's unnecessary. It really is. It's unnecessary. And Tim is going to be a lot more successful if he hires an executive coach and he starts making time for that executive coach, not one of his friends, not a content creator, not someone that's like public on the internet. He talks to them and he works with them to figure out how to be the executive that can build a multi-million dollar empire and manage his team. And he's got to find another way to work out his frustration, because taking it out on your employees is not okay. If someone makes a mistake, and this happens all the time in workplaces, if someone makes a mistake in something that they have not been trained to do, you say, okay, this is not what I want done. Here's what I want you to do. Here's what I don't want you to do. And please do it this way in the future. You have to put processes in place where people can be held accountable, and people can't be afraid of being fired all the time. And I think this is one of the biggest things that Tim really needs to hear is you cannot run a team where people are afraid of being fired if they pick up your socks off the floor, or look at someone the wrong way, or text someone who is their friend. Like, you can't run a business like that. People are not going to be able to learn and grow in your business. You have to have some sort of management structure. And I know that Tim is probably going to be adverse to a management structure because he's doing this hippie commune type thing, and I appreciate it. There are unconventional ways to run businesses. I'm not suggesting Tim needs to run like a formal corporation or anything. There are all sorts of unconventional ways to run businesses, but scaring the hell out of your staff and making them fear for their job all the time, when quite frankly they're thrilled to be there and they want to work for you and they want to help you, it's not going to work. So it is my hope that this is viewed productively by people. I think that Ben came to me in a productive way. He didn't come to me in a, oh, I want to shit on Tim way. And I don't think there was any part of this stream that was shitting on Tim. I think that everyone involved in this, to include, by the way, Lisa in the chat, Lisa, Tim's sister, everyone wants him to be successful. But Tim has got to look inside himself, and he's got to make some changes in order to seriously, in order to make that happen. Brian says, consider this with the Jocko comment I made earlier. Yes, he's a content creator, but in Tim's mind, he may be the only vector available to humble him. No, it cannot be him. I understand your positive intentions here. I really, really do. But in terms of effectiveness, it can't be him. It just can't be, for all sorts of reasons that I don't want to get into today. And it has nothing to do with him. I think he's great. I really do. I think that he's great. I think he's really smart. I think he has lots of great leadership advice. I absolutely think Tim should listen to him, but Tim needs someone that he can confide in. He needs someone that he can trust not to run out into the public to spill his secrets. He really does. He needs someone that he can trust on a very organic level, someone that's been doing this for a long time. I do think he needs to hire a man. I don't think it should be a woman. Some people are saying, like me in the chat, and I helped him clean up this mess. Tim is never going to ask me for that, and that's okay. I don't think Tim would work well with me anyway. I think he needs to hire a man that is older than him, that has executive experience, that knows how to coach people, that understands people management, that understands interpersonal issues, and that most importantly of all, is not a public person. Because Tim needs to trust that the person is not going to run onto the internet and spill his secrets. It is very clear to me that he has trust issues, and I just don't think it's going to work if he has a public person. So those are my reasons for saying I don't think it can be Jocko. Although I do think that Tim should listen to some of the things that he has to say because I think he's really smart.